Yo, what's up, gentlemen? Long time no see. I haven't seen you guys like in a month. Hope all is well. Joey here, and welcome to the most powerful $1,500 gaming PC you can build with an RTX 5060 Ti. Today we're gonna build a sick looking white colorway PC, and we're gonna be pairing it with a pretty beefy CPU. If you guys are new to the channel, first we're gonna go over all the parts and their prices while we pick them. Then second, we're gonna jump into a full beginner friendly build guide. I'm gonna show you guys how to build a PC from start to finish, guys. And then third, at the very end, we're gonna put this build to the test against a lot of current popular titles. It's gonna be fun at the end. It's what we like to call a benchmarking montage. Before we jump into it, what do you guys think of the new set? New set, got a custom crater sign up there with crater and frag, and we got some other ornaments behind us. Anyways, I changed it up. Studio feels a lot more spacious and big. I like it. But anyways, we have a lot of builds coming up, guys. We're doing this one here today, the 5060 Ti build guide. Then we're going to do a 5070 build guide. Then we're gonna do a compact micro ATX RX 9070 XT build. And then we're gonna finish it off with an RTX 5080 build guide, guys. So we have a lot of builds coming up, already planned, already filmed. So we're gonna be going with a GIGABYTE 5060 Ti. This is going for 510 bucks. The cheapest 5060 Ti 16GB version that I've seen on Amazon right now is going for like $490. So 20 bucks more for a white colorway one. And now the processor of choice, something that out of the norm. This is the Ryzen 7 7700X CPU. So this is an 8-core CPU, guys, and it's the 7000 series. If we went with the 9000 series version of the CPU, it would be a lot more money, and I don't think it's worth it because from the 7000 series to the 9000 series Ryzen CPUs, they're not really big old upgrades, they're just little refreshes. So this guy's currently going for 266 bucks. If you want to go with the 9000 series one, that one's going for 305 bucks. So a couple more bucks, not that much more. So us going with an 8-core CPU is different than what we've done in the past, because in the past we would always use a lot of 6-core CPUs. The last few build guides, we've used the 9600X 6-core CPU a lot. And you could pair a 6-core CPU with the 5060 Ti, but it's just like, honestly, I kind of wanna kill the 6-core. We already moved from 16 gigabytes right now. Everyone pretty much has 32 gigabytes with the DDR5. Everyone has 1 terabyte M.2s, but now it's like 2 terabytes are starting to become the norm. And yeah, I feel like games just want those 8 cores now, especially like Call of Duty Warzone, a game that I play a lot. But yeah, guys, I honestly regret using the 9600X 6-core CPU in the last 2 builds. So for example, in our 5070 Ti build guide, we use the 9600X 6-core CPU. In our RX 9070 XT build guide, we also use the same processor. And I mean, we gamed fine on those builds. It was an enjoyable experience, but you're not getting all the juice out of the graphics cards. So the 5060 Ti is not even as fast as a card as those other 2 build guides that we did, where we used 6-core CPUs. The reason why I use the 6 cores because I was trying to keep the prices down on the build guides. The prices were going up, and I was like, these builds are so expensive. I'm gonna go with the 9600X to keep the cost down. As a couple months have passed, we're about to enter Q3 of 2025. Like, I don't think I'm gonna use 6-core CPUs anymore, unless it's like a super budget build. If it's not a super budget build, I'm not using 6-core CPUs anymore. I want to set a new standard, 8-core CPUs from content creation, right? Like video editing, any creative work, renders, like a 8-core CPU is gonna be better. So I definitely recommend you start getting 8-core CPUs. Now, if your budget allows it, I know 8 cores are more expensive, but seriously, I really recommend that you just get an 8-core right off the bat. But you guys go ahead and let me know your opinions. Like, do you guys think it's silly to pair a 8-core CPU with like a 5060 Ti card? You guys let me know. Oh, and then if you wanted to spend even more money on your CPU, like I'm always gonna say it, the X3D CPUs, the 8-core X3D CPUs, even better. Amazing, it's my favorite CPUs, but those are more expensive, of course. Simple 2-fan card. They do have a new little design. I haven't seen this design before of GIGABYTE cards. This looks good. This is looking a little higher quality right here. And a nice backplate. The backplate looks on silver color. So this is silver and white colorway, which is perfect because that is the color theme of our build pretty much. Our build's gonna look sick today, guys. We're working with a new case today too. I'm excited for it. Ports, 3 display ports, 1 HDMI. Now for our motherboard, we're going with a micro ATX board. This is ASUS's B650E Max Gaming Wi-Fi. And again, this is gonna match our color theme. This guy's currently going for 170 bucks. This is a white board with silver plates, guys. It looks super sick. We have 1, 2, 3 M.2 slots, a lot of PCI lanes on this board, 4 pre-installed I/O shield, good amount of ports in the back, and inside of the motherboard's box you have the Wi-Fi antenna. Comes with a cool little white antenna and any extra screws you may need. Now what's gonna cool our Ryzen 7 7700X CPU is gonna be a cooler by Lian. This is a 3-fan AIO, the Hydroshift 2 LCD-C 360 LCD, which means we get to put custom videos on our AIO pump. It has a little LCD screen, which I of course am gonna do custom creator videos on there, or maybe I'll keep it to theme. Our figurine of choice, we're keeping it Yu-Gi-Oh! Seto Kaiba. Anyways, thank you Lian Li for sending this over. This is one of their new AIOs, and it does look a little different here on the front already from first impressions. I wonder what that is. Oh, look how nice. Wow, you guys seen that? Look at the packaging, guys. That's pretty cool. They separated the brackets, all neat for us. That's pretty cool. Nice, Lian Li. That extra little bonus points for that one. AMD socket. And everything we need for the AMD socket. All right, comes with a little special screwdriver. I'll connect software, their software to control the lighting. And then we gotta get the accessories box out too. I don't know if we have to use the stuff in here. Maybe. Oh yeah, with thermal paste. Comes with thermal paste. Cooler looks high quality, guys. Have you guys seen that? Look at this. I don't know what that's for, but it's some sort of clicker. Yo, this pump is high quality, man. Looks freaking classy. The new connection where these fans don't have cables, the lighting and the fan speed connects through these little things on the side right here. See how there's no cables between the fans? These are the special fans. Yeah, they're all chained up, and then you just connect all the fans with these cables right here, and it's already done for us. Fans are already pre-installed, which makes things really easy for us. It looks sick. This is like some sort of thing to cable manage the hoses if we need to do it. Anyways, more on that later, but what the crazy. Okay, a lot of new things on this AIO that I'm experiencing for the first time. For 1,500 bucks, it's gonna be a very premium looking build, guys. Let's get our RAM and our storage. So we're going with a beautiful white colorway. I love this RAM. This is G.SKILL's Ripjaws S5. This is CL30 RAM at 6,000 megahertz or mega transfers, whatever you wanna call it. And then right here, we have a 1TB M.2 SSD by Crucial, the P310, widely available in a lot of different places. I'm just saying, like, you can get this at Best Buy anywhere. It's carried everywhere. Good speedy Gen 4 M.2 SSD. These are a nice little kit right here. These come in black too. Nothing too crazy right here. No lighting on these. Just some good high quality heatsink on it though. Now for our juice, the white colorway Lian Li Edge 850. This is a special design for the power supply. I'll get it out and show you. What I like about Lian Li's Edge power supply is that it does come with pretty good quality cables. So I'm not gonna use any custom sleeve cables for this build. They look nicely packaged in this bag right here. See, look at this, guys. These are already some very nice cables, and they have cable ties on them too. So yeah, we're gonna use these cables. And here it is, the white colorway Edge 850 platinum rated power supply. Beautiful. So as you can see, what's different about it is usually these plugs would be right here on normal power supplies. They have them slanted like this, and then they're just right here. That's for the black colorway of this model though. Why one I think is a couple extra bucks. 850 is more than enough juice for your 5060 Ti. I wanted to go with an 850 watt though because it's more future proof. We're also going with an 8-core CPU, but in the future, guys, like, this is a nice looking build. We're using a nice case, nice cooler. All the other components are good. You want to have extra wattage so you can do some upgrades in the future if you want to upgrade that 5060 Ti in the future. All right, guys, and now our case. This is our first time working with this case. I love working with new cases. This is Lian Li's V100R ATX case in the white colorway. Thank you, Lian Li, for sending this guy over. Boom! The Lian Li V100R. It comes pre-installed with 4 120mm fans. Yo, it looks sick. And this guy's going for 75 bucks. For 75 bucks, this is a good deal, man. Anyways, first impressions, guys, very high quality. All our accessories organized neatly in this box. Let's get the back panel off. And no tools here. These things just come out just like that. And the top also comes off too. Okay, great. Very beginner friendly case. When all the panels come off like this, that's how you know it's a very beginner friendly case, because there's like so much room for you to work inside the case. And hello, obviously, that comes off too. Oh yeah, this case is really convenient to build in, guys, and beautiful, just what we wanted. Lian Li has already connected all 4 fans into a daisy chain system. That means we only have to connect a single cable for the power of the fans and a single cable for the lighting of the fans. They're all beautifully daisy chained for us. Super beginner friendly case, guys. 75 bucks, looks beautiful, unique look to it, premium, and good airflow. And we have our power button right here on the side, 2 USB 3s, 1 Type-C, headphone microphone jack, and our reset switch. Underneath in the bottom, we have a dust filter. And it looks like this piece comes off here. I'm not sure for what. Let's go ahead and take it off for now though, I wanna see. So look, this panel came off, right? If you were to modify this case to do some sort of water cooling thing, I don't know if you wanted to, a little extra space for that potentially, but really what this is for is a figurine, baby. Woo! Thank you, Lian Li, for doing this. That is a placement just for the figurine, guys. Now we're jumping into our extras list. Extras list is not part of the budget. Extras list includes our figurine of choice, Seto Kaiba from U2's. That's gonna look sick. We use figurines in the builds because they give it character. Our Crater ARGB strips in the white colorway that we will be offering soon in the white colorway. Comes with 2 very bright, fully customizable ARGB strips. Very flexible, long. The cables we need, super strong magnetic attachments. So we're gonna be offering a white kit really soon, guys. You can find that at craterhq.com. All parts used for this build are linked in the video description. Another thing, we're gonna be using a beautiful AM5 contact frame as part of the extras list. You don't have to do this, but I highly recommend this. More on this later in the silver colorway to match our build. Maybe we'll use a GPU support in this, maybe. But like I said, all parts are linked in the video description. Look at what Lian Lee did here. This is a little compartment just for figurines, guys. Boom! I think it's for just figurines. I'm assuming it is. Don't quote me on this. May or may have not been for figurines, but look at that. That looks freaking sick, man. Heck yeah. Imagine all the cases start dedicating a special spot just for your figurine. That would be hilarious. We are going to be using the power supply cables that already come with the Edge 850 because they're already good. But I honestly would have loved to use a white and blue to match Seto Kaiba or violet, whatever color that is. Well, I gotta clean up this station. We gotta build this now. Anyways, guys, the budget today is an awesome $1,500 build with an RTX 5060 Ti and an 8-core 7700X CPU. This build is going to be a content powerhouse, aka gaming powerhouse for $1,500. So anyways, guys, feel free to follow along. Here we go. Let's build this thing. All right, guys, here we go. First, we're gonna be installing our CPU, then the contact frame, which is optional. Then we're gonna attach our pump, and then we're gonna get our RAM and our storage into the motherboard. I'm really excited to install this cooler because I figured out right now what this is for. The hoses on the back and then other things. They're little evil geniuses with this cooler, man. You're gonna see the presentation of this AIO cooler be the cleanest ever so far. I mean, they're advancing. They definitely did some things different with this cooler. Okay, so first let's get our CPU out. If you take a close look at our 7700X, there's a golden arrow on the top left side of it. When you look at the CPU socket, there's also an arrow on the top left side located right here. Pull the lever to the side, lift this up, and you line up arrow to arrow. You can hold the CPU from its sides like this, hover it over, and drop it right into place just like that, and you can give it a little wiggle. Do not push the CPU in because you can bend the pins on the socket. You don't want to do that. You're supposed to just hover it over and then just let it drop right into place just like that. Now you return this to its original position and it's secured with this lever right here. Now you're gonna feel tension. I always say you feel like you're gonna break it, right? Like when I first built my PC, I thought I was breaking something. No, guys, you need this tension, and then you tuck it into its original position. This comes right off. Now we're gonna install the optional contact frame. Go ahead and skip this step if you choose not to go with this. I'll link all the parts used in this build and this contact frame in the video description. Contact frames can promote the longevity of your CPU by securing your CPU nice and flat, good contact with your cooler, and preventing any future bending, potentially lowering its temps. But to be real with you guys, the only reason why I use contact frames is because they look sick, and you'll see the difference right now. It's night and day. You can go ahead and leave your CPU in there. I'm gonna unscrew all 4 points and just lift this straight up. You can already see the before and after right here. Instead of this ancient technology, you get this beautifulness right here. Boom, we just hover it right over. And just look at how much more high quality that looks. Whoops, very overexposed on the camera, guys. There you go. Completely night and day, guys. It looks beautiful and it matches the motherboard perfectly. Use the 4 included screws that came with the contact frame. Tighten it down in an X pattern. A little bit of this, a little bit of the opposite side. Once your screwdriver stops turning, I give it a final torque till it stops. I want to super over tighten this, but you don't want it loose either. Just a nice little torque like that will do. But honestly, you can't really over tighten it unless you want to stab your thumb with this screwdriver. Now let's install our pump. Go ahead and unscrew these 4 points. Now we're gonna get our AM5 bag. We're gonna place these on top of these 2 points, and there's an arrow right here that's pointing at the CPU. It's labeled CPU. Point the arrow towards the CPU. Point the top arrow towards the CPU. And then secure with the 4 screws in the same bag. All right, so this is nice and secure. We've tightened that down. Don't want this loose either. Just tighten it till your screwdriver stops. Now we want to get the things out of the accessories box. This is where it gets interesting, guys. Check it out. So these are the thumb screws that we're gonna use to secure the pump onto our CPU with these 4 points. And then after that, there's this beautiful thing that's gonna cover it, which is really good attention to detail. Like it's gonna hide all the screws. It's gonna look really clean, the installation. Another thing that's really nice is I was wondering earlier, why are the hoses tied like this? Well, I actually did that because this is the side that's going to face the back of the case, which means even the hoses of this AIO cooler are going to be hidden. So traditionally in all the AIO coolers, the hoses are going along this side, right? Connected to the AIO pump. This is a different design here. This cooler matches our motherboard so much, all these accents. All right, guys. So now we need to apply our thermal paste. So let's go ahead and get out the thermal paste. They included a spatula if you wanted to spread the paste. There's a lot of methods. I don't do that method. My method of choice is I like to put a pea-sized amount in the middle of the CPU. So we're not going to be using all the paste in here because it did give us a very generous amount of paste inside this tube. Now remove this protective film. Make sure you get it all off clean. And now we're going to be attaching it with the 2 hoses of the pump on top of the motherboard right here. I always like to get down. So when I'm laying it down, I already have it lined up good. So then I spread the thermal paste out evenly. These 2 things need to slide into here. See where it says CPU, there's an opening. So you get them in and then you slide them both to the left. So I'm gonna do that first. I'm going to get it in. We do touch the paste, guys, we do. All right, well, for the first time ever, this cooler has forced me to not use my method. I will go ahead and spread it with the spatula. Since I can't lay it down evenly from the get-go on this one, I have to slide it in. In fact, I'm gonna get some of the paste on here. And I'm just gonna spread it around. So we spread it out. Tried my best to make a square. Okay, if you don't make the most perfect square, there's a good amount of paste on there. And when we secure this and it's getting secured down, that paste is gonna spread out more. Now I don't wanna be messy, so I am going to wipe this right here that's on there. But now you know that with this specific AIO cooler, you do have to do the spreading out thermal paste method because you're not able to just lay it straight down. It has a unique attachment. So I slide in all the way to the left and it's already lined up for us. And then I'm just gonna hold it right here so it doesn't move back and forth, it just stays in place. So I get one of these screwed in, then it shouldn't move anymore. All right, and this one over here so it doesn't move. And now the other 2. Just gonna secure them like this, keep turning them, X pattern. All right, and then secure with your screwdriver. A little bit on this side, a little bit on the opposite. Laying it down evenly, spreading that paste out evenly. We're just gonna keep turning till our screwdriver stops. And there we go. Very nice, very nice. And look at this, guys. Final step, you put this on top and it just clips into place and it hides the screws. That is super clean, man. That is a super clean installation right there. So again, Lian Lee made this very convenient for us. Our cooler has 3 cables. The first one's a USB, which will connect into any of these 3 USB inputs on our motherboard on the bottom of our board. But we're not gonna do it yet because this cable is gonna be wired behind our case. Then it's gonna go right here and plug in here. With only this single USB cable, it's gonna control the lighting of the 3 fans, the lighting of the pump, and the LCD screen on our AIO pump, which is pretty cool. Just one single cable. Now here we have our other 2 cables. So the one that has 4 cables right here, that's the 4-pin cable that's gonna connect the fans and the pump to the motherboard. You're gonna wanna connect this cable to this bottom input right here. It's labeled CPU fan with text on the left side of it. The second cable only has 2 wires. This is supposed to be if the cooler needs additional power and it's not getting enough from this input. So we're just gonna be plugging this one in right on top of it. This is labeled CPU OPT, aka CPU optional. We'll plug that one in right there. And here's the bag of screws to secure the radiator to the case. We'll do that in a bit. Now moving on to the installation of our RAM. You wanna line up the indent of the RAM with the point on the RAM slot that's not indented, which is right here in the middle. So you wanna pull the lever back of the 2nd and 4th slot so our RAM can run in dual channel mode, and line it up correctly, and then push down both thumbs equal force. And the RAM stick should go all the way down, very important, and the lever will lift back up. And same thing for our 2nd stick, put it in the 4th slot, get it into place, push down both thumbs equal force. Boom, just like that. Super easy to install RAM, guys. Make sure it goes in all the way down. Now it's time for the installation of our M.2 SSD. Our 1TB P310 by Crucial. So we're gonna put this guy into our M.2 slot right here. We're gonna be using a small P0 screwdriver. We get the M.2 heatsink off. Very easy installation, guys. Just line it up, put it into the slot just like that. And then we're gonna lay it down onto the standoff. When putting the heatsink back on, remove the protective film. Now I'm gonna lay down the M.2 and put the cover on top. And there we go. Line it up with the 2 points and secure it with a small P0 screwdriver. Now we're ready to install our motherboard inside our case. So our motherboard has these points on it. It has a total of 9. Here is one of them. And we need to line up those points with the standoffs in our case. Now our motherboard is ATX form factor and the standoffs inside this case are already an ATX layout. So we don't need to modify the positioning of the standoffs. We're ready to drop our motherboard into our case. I'm gonna hold the motherboard from the pump and use my second hand to hold the radiator. And we're gonna line up the IO shield with the ports of the motherboard right here, guys. And once I have that lined up good, I then lay my motherboard flat and line it up with the motherboard standoffs. We need to remove these cable ties. Don't put these on yet like I did, because we need this flexibility to find the final positioning of the radiator. Let me get these cable ties off real quick. Now let's see how we're going to be positioning this. We need to undo these 2 screws for now, because we don't know our final position yet. And we need the extra cable length of these hoses to wiggle all these components around right now. And let's lay our radiator down right there for now, because we need to secure all these 9 points of the motherboard first. Now we need to get the screws out of the little box that came with the case. We're gonna be using screws out of this bag. This screw right here, guys. I'm using a normal P2 screwdriver. I'm gonna start with the point in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and secure all the points and then we'll review at the end together. All right, guys, our motherboard is fully secure. We're gonna circle all the components red. So there's 3 on the bottom, here, here, and here. And underneath the radiator right here, there's 3 in the middle, here, 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 3 on top, here, here, and here. Okay, guys, so I see how we're gonna do this. But we're going to need to remove this right here. We're not gonna be using this. So now that this could point lower, when we can put the radiator into place and there's gonna be less bend in this hose. So we've undone this attachment already, and I'm gonna secure it starting all the way at the very end, guys. One of the screws is gonna go into the last point, and then the second screw is gonna go into like one of these. Just letting you know how I'm gonna do it. That's how we have it, and that's going to look perfect in there. We're going to be getting out our CPU power cable from the power supply and connecting that to the motherboard first, because the CPU power cable connects right here, right under here, and we're not gonna have the clearance to connect it with the radiator in the way. Now we're gonna get out 2 CPU power cables, and here they are, guys. 1, 2 CPU power cables. They're both labeled CPU. So one of the CPU power cables is all together, and then one splits in half right here. 4 plus 4. So first, let's go ahead and connect the one that's all together. And then the side that says PSU on the cable, that's the side that plugs into the power supply. We're not doing that yet. So our CPU cable has a little clip right here. That clip is going to clip up here, guys. So we're gonna line it up straight and plug it in all the way. Make sure it's all the way down and that it clips up here. Now for the second one. So we split the cable apart, right? And now we're going to be connecting the right side into the 4-pin CPU input. The clip is gonna clip on top. Boom, it should look just like that. If you use the left side, it won't even go in. Now I'm gonna wire both of these cables to the back of the case so that we can get them out of the way. Lift the case up a little bit and wire them to the back. Just pull them through gently. That doesn't look too clean, right? But honestly, doesn't matter for this build because they're gonna be covered by the radiator. Now we're ready to secure our radiator. All right, so let's lift it up, line up all the points. I secured one on this end, then I'm gonna secure one on the other end, and then that'll hold it into place for us easier. And now the positioning of the radiator, we can't really slide it around, but it's already good. It's already in the middle, it looks good. But we can't slide it around because of the hoses, right? The cable managed behind us. So just get it into place, make sure the hoses are good, hoses looking good. And yeah, just copy me as far as my positioning. All right, guys, and this thing is nice and secure. We didn't secure the points here and here because the way we lined it up, we just didn't have clearance for them, but that's completely fine. It's more than enough secured with all these other points. Cable managing of the hoses, those attachments, there's 3, those were secured as well. This thing is super secured. So many screws. Now it's time to get our power supply installed. So first we're gonna be connecting the necessary cables to it. A big 24-pin power cable, guys. It's the widest one, you can't miss it. The side that is split into 2, it's going to hook up right here, guys. Make sure these cables clip in all the way. and boom. And all of these connections are labeled too, by the way, with text down here, guys. And up here, second power cable, going to be labeled PCI Express. It's an 8-pin cable that splits 6+2. So the PSU side hooks up to this right here, says CPU and PCIe, labeling all of these appropriate for that. So I'm going to be hooking it up right here. And now the final two cables that we're hooking up to the power supply are the two CPU power cables that are already plugged in. Both of these are gonna go here and here. And plug it in all the way. And that's it, guys. That's all the cables. Very few cables, clean build. So now we're gonna slide our power supply in down here. Make sure the fan of the power supply is facing down. We're gonna slide it in. And we're going to line it up, the 4 points in the back. So now the power supply is gonna suck in cool air from the bottom of our case right here and blow the hot air out through here. And now we secured that 4 screws that came with the power supply. All right, gentlemen, we're almost done. Now it's time to hook up cables. We break down all the cables into 3 groups. The first group of cables is all our power cables from our power supply. Our second group of cables is gonna be all the cables from the case, which connect things like the power button, reset switch, Type-C, USB 3, and microphone and headphone jack to the motherboard. And then the third and final group of cables is all our fans and our lighting of our build. All right, kicking it off with the first group of cables, the power supply cables. Here we have the big 24-pin power cable. The whitest one, cannot miss it. We're gonna wire this cable through here, and this clip needs to clip back here. So we're gonna line it up straight and then push it in all the way till it clips. And then we'll adjust the cable combs, and there we go. Make sure that all power cables go all the way in and it clips. And that's it for our first group of cables. Seriously, because the last one is our graphics card, right? We're not gonna connect this one till our graphics card is installed. So our second group of cables is all tied up right here. I'm gonna undo the cable ties. Always undo all metal cable ties in the back of a PC case. You don't wanna have these laying around because they have metal in them. They could touch stuff and short stuff. They're also cheap. So get rid of all metal ties. So we have 4 case cables here, guys. HD audio cable, which is for the microphone and headphone jack. The F panel cable, which is for the reset switch and the power button. The Type-C cable, which is for the Type-C port, and the USB 3, which is for the USB 3 ports. Kicking it off with our HD audio cable. We're gonna wire it to the bottom right side of our case right here. Our HD audio cable is going to plug in right here. The HD audio cable only goes in one way. You wanna hook it up to where we just pointed with the HD audio text facing up. So the HD audio text is on top right here, and we're gonna plug it in all the way. There we go. Next case cable is our F panel cable. Wiring it through the bottom left side of our motherboard right here. Now this cable also only goes in one way with the F panel text facing up once again. Plugging in right here, guys. So F panel text is facing up and we push it in all the way. Next, our USB 3 cable. Wiring it through the side right here to the front. USB 3 goes into here. This cable has a hump on one of its sides. The other side does not have the hump. You want to line up that hump on the right side of this. There's an opening for it right here. There's pins inside of here, so line up this cable straight with the hump on the right side and then push in till it goes down all the way, and there we go. Last case cable, guys, is our Type-C cable. We're wiring that through the same place we just wired our USB 3, and this one goes in right under it. This cable only goes in one way, so when you try to plug it in, if it doesn't go in easily, that means we have it on the wrong way. Just flip it over, and then it should go in like nothing, like butter. There we go. And now, before we move on to our final group of cables, remember, we still have this cable hanging around. This is the USB cable that's going to connect all the lighting capabilities and the LCD screen of our cooler. So let's go ahead and wire this to the back of the case through right here on top. All right, drag it all the way out. And now we're gonna wire this cable, bottom of our motherboard right here. Our USB cable could go into any of these 3 inputs. These are all USB inputs, but the USB cable only goes in one way. So you want the USB text on this cable to be facing up. So common pattern, guys. It's not always like this, by the way. That's just what it happened to be. For this build, all the text was always facing up. You can also always look at the cable and just see how where it doesn't have a pin opening and then line it up with the part on the input that doesn't have the pin. So you can just literally look at it too, but I'm just telling you guys it's the easy way if you're following along with me. All right, guys, well, just like that, we arrived at our third and final group of cables. See how simple that was? That was super easy. Very clean cable management here. So to connect the 3 pre-installed fans of the case, we just have to connect these these two cables because all the fans are already in a daisy chain system. They're already linked up together. So the first cable that has this black end is the 4-pin fan cable, connects all the fans. And for the lighting of the fans, it's a 3-pin ARGB input. So we wire both of these cables through the bottom of our motherboard. And there's not a lot of clearance here, guys. So I'm just gonna do a little trick here. I'm gonna stick the screwdriver right here. May chip off some white paint from the case of the power supply. And I'm just gonna point up to just bend this metal, and then it went through. Then I'll let it go and it'll go back to its place. I barely did anything. I didn't damage anything, guys. That's just a little trick right there. Just bent this little metal part up ever so slightly. I just needed a little bit of clearance. Okay, cool, we didn't damage anything right there. If you don't want to risk like damaging something, then you simply just unscrew the power supply. Then you'd be able to move the power supply out of the way to give clearance for the cables. But I was able to just do that little screwdriver trick. So now this motherboard has 3 system fan headers. 1, 2, 3 right here. We can plug this into any of those. I'm just gonna plug it into the first one. And now this motherboard has a 3-pin ARGB header right there, guys, for the lighting of the fans. Now I'm gonna throw up a little creator illustration on how to hook up 3-pin ARGBs. So pretty much line up the arrow on the cable, which I'm looking at right now, and it's on the left side for this motherboard, and you just plug it in all the way. And just like that, guys, we connected all the cables. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install our optional Creator ARGB strips in the white colorway that we will soon be offering on creatorhq.com. So I only installed a single strip right here on the side. It's gonna provide a nice flashlight inside the build. I didn't put one right here because the case already comes with one. And then we hooked it up to a 3-pin ARGB input right here on the top right side of our motherboard. All right, guys, and now the final part, we're gonna install our RTX 5060 Ti graphics card. Make room for it by removing the second and third brackets of our case. Push the lever back and line up our card with the first PCI slot. So this is just like a RAM stick. Get it lined up straight, then push down all the way. This card's connection doesn't go all the way over here, so the lever actually didn't matter. Just out of habit, I always push the lever back. Resecure it with the 2 screws. Now we're gonna wire the 8-pin power cable through the bottom of our case. All right, I'm gonna unscrew the power supply real quick to get this cable to go through. There's just not enough clearance right there. I'm just gonna push it forward. Just gonna push it to the side. Now our power cable comes through, and we get this together, and we hook it up. It clips on top, guys. Push it in all the way. Then we could go ahead and comb it real nice. And then now we resecure our power supply back here. And we're not gonna be using a GPU support because this is just a 2-fan card. It really doesn't weigh much. You don't need a GPU support for a 2-fan card. The bigger, beefier ones, sure, but this one's good. And we did good, guys, we did good. Now, final touches. We're gonna put in our figurine, cable manage the back, slap on all the panels. Cue the time lapse. We did it again, gentlemen. First boot up time. Here we go. It looks nice. Oh wow, that turned on quickly. The screen right away turned on. But yeah, guys, everything's fully customizable. The lights, we're gonna throw a cool little video on the AIO pump. And yeah, this came out really good. This is a nice little white and silver colorway build. All right, well, let's see how this puppy performs. Time to frag it up in a bunch of different titles, guys. All parts just to this build are linked in the video description. If you're following along, this is your first build, congratulations, guys. Also remember, a bunch of different price points we cover here on the channel. So if your budget's a little higher or a little lower, be sure to check out the channel. Comment down below what future builds you guys want to see, combination of parts. Time to frag it up.
Hey! Listen up and listen up good. You're not ready to go just yet. You need to install Windows. Windows can be a pretty price, but not anymore. Thanks to FragItUp.shop, you'll be fragging it up in no time. Pick up Windows 11 Pro with an OEM activation key for only $25. Shipping from the US of A. Go pick it up right now at FragItUp.shop. That's an order, soldier! Now you will need to watch this video. Here you will learn how to install Windows and all drivers for your new rig, plus some other important tips as well. The video will be linked in the description. What are you waiting for? Get back out there, soldier!
Settings for Call of Duty Warzone. Native 1440p res. We have reflex on plus boost. We have the view set to the max 120. Motion blur is off. And here's our quality settings. We have image scaling set to native resolution, native 1440p, guys. Frame generation's off, so no input delay for us. Very fluid gameplay for us. And here are the rest of the settings. Let's do it. What the heck is going on? There's one. We're in the top 3. We did it for the video, baby. Average FPS 132, not bad at all. We got the dub. That was very fun. Next one. Settings for FORTNITE, 1440p resolution. Competitive settings, we have it set to performance. And all this is to the max. Oh, reflex on plus boost. Settings for Siege, guys, 1440p res, max FOV. Here's the graphics settings, plus boost for reflex. And of course, competitive settings, we don't need any of this on. We want the most FPS. Extra qualities to ultra. This is to the maximum, so I could use the maximum VRAM. We have more than enough. Siege average FPS, guys, is not going to be accurate because the loading menus again and again after every round, it messes up the average FPS, so it's not reliable. Boom, boy.
The diffuser has been secured.
Ooh, that was lucky headshot, guys. I'm gonna go for the front. Is this our drone right here? They're already in, man. Nice. Alright, guys, well, remember, average FPS for Siege, not accurate because the FPS goes too high in the menus. So disregard average FPS for Siege. Settings for Apex Legends, 1440p res native. Here's the rest of the settings. Oh my goodness, missing everything. Oh, we're getting flanked? Oh crap. That's bad. Well, at times we were getting high 200 FPS, average FPS 231. Settings for Counter-Strike 2, native 1440p res, reflex on our enabled plus boost. Here's the rest of the settings.
Stairs. Control.
Wow, nice.
Grenade.
Someone's going for the flank right now.
I didn't make it.
He's on your right. Oh wait, no, he's not. My bad.
He's in the little cubby.
Oh! Behind us. We got totally destroyed. Average FPS 315. Pretty good. Settings from Escape from Tarkov Arena. Native 1440p. Here's the rest of the settings. Gotta hurry up and rotate. We're using 12 gigs of VRAM. Get up there. Really good performance for Tarkov at native 1440p. Oh my god, thank you. Oh no, it's the enemy. Oh my god. Parkour motherfucker. Ooh, if we kill him. Oh my. Got one. The last guy's over here somewhere. Help me! Help me! Help! What the f— ah!
Fucking slide.
That is bullshit. We lost, man. Average FPS 138. Alright guys, I'm not much of an ARC player, but I did want to show you the performance for ARC Survival Ascended. It says native 1440p res right here. I'm not surprised with this game ARC. Anyways, you have options. So if you're playing on a 1440p monitor, you're just gonna go here. You can turn it to ultra performance, save, and then that's gonna lower the res from native 1440p to something else, not sure what. And then we're at 45 FPS. So that pretty much means that you can expect the same performance at 1080p native. So this is playable. Not the most beautiful picture, but I mean it's playable. Now let's go ahead and show you guys 1080p now. 1080p and then ultra 1080p right now. This is native 1080p performance, guys. 35 FPS, which means what we just had for 1440p, the ultra performance, that was rendering the game even lower than native 1080p, as you can see, because we have a lower FPS. All right, now we'll change this to performance. Let's see how it looks. Not completely atrocious. All right, well, this is the max FPS we're able to get. Almost 60. If you want to play ARC Survival Ascended, you need to fork up them big bucks. All right, just wanted to show you guys ARC Survival Ascended because I know it's a very popular game. All right, guys, my first time playing Doom Dark Ages. Oh my goodness, this is a demanding game, 55 FPS. What the hell? No, we need to change the graphics settings. 1440p res, but it's not true native 1440p res because we're running the game with DLSS on balance. No frame generation, so game is still smooth. No input lag. Reflexes on boost as well. And then for the settings we chose, here they are. All right, let's do it. And we could sprint. Oh crap. This is not the best picture on my 1440p monitor. We're running the game at 1080p pretty much. Don't quote me on that. Somewhere around there, okay? Because we're running it at balance, whatever balance runs it at. And it doesn't look bad. It's not blurry. It's good. It's obviously not native 1440p. And we have 100 FPS, and it's a fluid 100 FPS, no frame generation FPS. This is a real 100 FPS. So like you saw me aiming right there, it was no problem. It was good. Anyways, let's continue. How do I destroy that like that? Did I not do this to this guy? Oh, this is the boss? Call yourself a boss? What happens when we do this? Could we like do, oh my. The game looks good. I'm happy with the picture. All right, average FPS. It's not that accurate, guys, because we've been testing the different settings. But we get like 100 FPS, give or take, is what we get on this game. Pretty good. And it's nice and responsive. I was trying to do a code 360, but I missed. Settings for PUBG, native 1440p res, max FOV at 103. Here are our settings. DirectX 11. Ah! That was so close. We're dead. Two! Oh, shoot, bro. No, I got headshotted by him. Dude, we were destined for the win. 1440p performance is good on PUBG, but man, I wanted to keep going. God of War Ragnarok. Settings 1440p native, reflex on plus boost. We have the first two settings, that's ultra, everything else is medium. Motion blur is off. All right, high GPU utilization, guys, high 90s. What do we have to do right here? Oh, okay.
Back to smashing through things for fun and profit.
Oh, finish up! Boom, he's dead. Alright, we're back home. Solid 1440p performance, average FPS of 99. Settings for Marvel Rivals, a native 1440p resolution. Reflex is on. All the unnecessary stuff is off. We have competitive settings, so we set everything to medium, but we want it to look pretty ultra.
Maximum pulse!
Here comes the comeback. Nice, we won that one. Remember, guys, this is performance for native 1440p res, so if we were to drop it down to 1080p native res, of course, we get a good bump in FPS. Here's the comeback. No! No! Oh my goodness, dude, I just jumped off. Oh, we got it. Average FPS 125. Ooh, we got MVP, guys. We never get MVP in this game. Settings for Rust 2, native 1440p. For the graphics, we set it to the high preset. Reflexes on plus boost. And here's our image effects, all set to off. Alright, well, there's one kill. Oh, wrong thing. Double kill. Ooh, we got him triple. Oh, it's over. We did not win that one. Average FPS 140. All right, guys, well, that wraps up our RTX 5060 Ti benchmarks. I'll catch you guys in the next one, an RTX 5070 build guide that's gonna have an $1,800 budget. So a little bit step up above from our build here today. And then after that, we're gonna drop the RTX 5080 build guide. So we're going up the ladder, guys. Anyways, thanks for coming and hanging out. Peace.